because women got too close to power. They're supposed to fucking stay in line. Yeah. There's too many bitches. Get them out of here. Men in these fucking caves that would never touch a woman in their life anyway. I think that male loneliness is a massive fucking problem. Okay, so I think getting male lonelies are deteriorating society. Yeah, I think we should legalize prostitution.
Wow. Joy Taylor on her 2 personal podcasts. I mean, guys, she's definitely speaking her mind. And I think that a lot of her anger exudes from her potentially having her last gig at Fox Sports. We know that this is her last year in the contract, and that contract is coming to an end. Now, there's a lot of speculation that Fox is cutting ties with Joy Taylor, and Joy Taylor knows it, so she's trying to build up her next endeavor with this podcast here. Now, just listen to the way that Joy Taylor is talking, and I want you to tell me what you think.
So I think there's a massive attack on femininity. Like, the idea is that masculinity is actually what's being attacked, right? Like, everything is watered down, everything is softened now, everything is feminine. I actually think femininity is under control. I think that a big part of the reason why this is happening is because women got too close to power.
Notice, guys, Joy Taylor always has like this energy towards men. Seriously, she always has like negative energy towards men, like this hatred. She had the podcast with Taylor Rooks for a while. I think that they ended that. It didn't go the way that they wanted it to go. Joy Taylor seemingly comes off as very, very just spiteful towards men, and she goes out of her way to shit on masculinity. This is a huge thing with her. She actually went on national television. She hated the fact that obviously Donald Trump got elected. She let that be known. And I think that Joy Taylor has always carried negative energy because she's given herself to too many men. That's what happens in this industry. She says that she has to have intercourse every day. She was banging on Charlie Dixon or Nixon, whatever his name was, the huge sex scandal over there at Fox Sports. And then on top of that, Emmanuel Acho, which is why a lot of people are speculating that she said that she doesn't want to have any more relationships with religious men. We know that Emmanuel Acho says that he's religious, of course. And I think that Joy Taylor and women like this are naturally bitter because they do so much to get to where they are that they end up just not only disliking themselves, they carry on all of these demons and negative energies from partners. Okay, that's just me though. Let's keep going.
Audacity that a black woman would run for president. I mean, this was their last stand. They were like, hold on, listen, we let you in boardrooms, we let you get credit cards. Running for president is too much audacity for us. When you have like cute aggression, when you see something that's like so cute, you just start spazzing out. They had like audacity aggression. Like, how the fuck could you do this? Yeah. She's supposed to fucking stay in line. Yeah. There's too many bitches. Get them out of here. And that's what it's really about. So rolling back of women's rights and this push that women have somehow created this world where there's too much equality and we can make choices about when we have children, and that marriage rates are dropping because nobody wants to fucking deal with a cheating alcoholic man when you can just get your own apartment. Yeah. Guys are lonely. Men in these fucking caves that would...
Just listen to how she's ranting, man. Does this sounds like a happy woman? Seriously. Does Joy Taylor sound like a happy woman, like a woman as well off as she is, comes from generational wealth? Her brother is a Hall of Famer. You started your career off in radio. You worked years with Colin Cowherd. You had a show dedicated to you in this, women's sports that flopped. Okay, so then Fox put you in position, or you put yourself in position, because obviously, you did what you had to do to get to where you are. That's in the report, guys. Joy Taylor was obviously in a sex scandal to obviously use it as leverage. And if they ever tried to terminate her, based off what the lady who was suing FS1 said, she stated that Joy Taylor was going to pull the "he raped me" card, which obviously, guys, made headlines. A lot of people were still mad, and people are still mad that she's on television, because if you look at what happened to Shannon Sharp, right away ESPN wiped their hands, had to let that shit go. Joy Taylor was fortunate enough to still be on TV, but I think it's because of the parties that were included. But just listening to how Joy Taylor talked, man, like this is that bitter woman, right? That aggression, right? That entitled attitude that so many people, right, are fed up with. And I don't think that she's happy about, her contract potentially ending. I think that this rant towards men, because men were making a big deal about her still being on TV, when if it were the other way around, I just gave you an example with Shannon Sharp, it would be totally different. And it literally is different. It's factual. She's literally on television. She's still on the FS1 network. And I think that they are doing what they have to do. They're going to let her finish out her contract. And then you probably won't see Joy Taylor on that network anymore. And I think this is where her anger is stemming from. It's all men fault. It's all men fault. It's not her fault. It's the men fault that made it a big deal, that put it in the public eye. And this is why she's ranting. She's on a tangent here. This soliloquy that she's on is pure, it's butrid. It's anger.
Never touch a woman in their life anyway, have convinced themselves that OnlyFans models are curving them because they sent them $5. Yeah. It is this attack on femininity. It's not about masculinity. I think that male loneliness is a massive fucking problem. Okay, so I think non-pussy getting male lonelies are deteriorating society. Yeah.
When I hear stuff like this from these people on the panels, whether it's a woman or man, I can always tell, hey man, this guy sound like he probably was hurt by his high school crush or the lady of his dreams, never paid him any attention. Now this guy is rich, got a few muscles, but he still holds on to like this anger, like this bitterness towards women. And then when I see a woman like this, you heard what she said, non-blank getting men. I mean, like, who talks like this? That's supposedly supposed to be representing a sports TV show or sports podcast. This is what's going wrong. These sport networks are allowing these people to have multiple jobs. There seemingly isn't any conflict of interest. You got so many people trying to get to the money, right? Everybody in sports, not only do they have a network television job, they go home and they get on their podcast and they talk about everything else. To me, if you're a representation of the company, I feel like that is a huge reason why ESPN and these FS1 subscribers are dropping. They're leaving because the quality is no longer what it used to be, because people are trying to wear too many hats. Clearly, look at Stephen A. Smith. The man has 10 freaking jobs, right? He does too much. He does a lot, but hey, this is what they're paying him to do. And on top of that, he's maneuvered his way into having his way. He's just a good chess player at this point. But Joy Taylor, when I see like this lets me know that she's probably already has her walking papers and she's already out of the door. And she's bitter because men who constantly talked about how she was having multiple relationships with and sexual intercourses with multiple men who work at the same company, at the same job, but you're still on TV after it got exposed. So she's mad that men push back the same way a woman would if a man like Shannon Sharp was able to still stay on TV. See, the women at ESPN went to Bob Iger, Stephen A. Smith, and said, hey, we feel uncomfortable that Shannon Sharp is still here, and if he's going to keep working here, we're going to feel a certain way. Be gone, Shannon Sharp. They got rid of him, but Joy Taylor is still on TV. So if you guys are putting the pieces of the puzzle together, like I am, I think that this Too Personal podcast gives Joy Taylor the freedom to talk the way she wants to talk. I think that on this podcast, she's probably going to always go at male masculinity. It seems like she has a huge problem with that. And I think that she's bitter because she'll no longer be able to get the lucrative, money she was making off of sports broadcasting. And she has to now start from ground up, on her own Too Personal podcast. I think personally, Joy Taylor isn't a likable person. And most men don't like her. And most women kind of get annoyed with her. She does too much. She talks with a lot of arrogance. She talks like she's masculine. The very much thing that she's against It's how she carries herself, if you ask me.
I think we should legalize prostitution.
Wow.
Okay.
I have been standing on this for decades, and I think that prostitution should be legalized.
Legalize prostitution because that's how you were able to get to where you are, right, Joy Taylor? I'm not judging you. But you want it to be legalized because if it's legalized, then you can continue to have sexual relationships with the man at the top. And if this were to be blown up like it was, if prostitution was legal, you wouldn't be held accountable. Or you want prostitution to be legalized because it's more so your lifestyle. You are pro girl, do what you need to do to get your money, even if it means, guys, and you can tell that she obviously isn't biblically tied to anything, which is probably why she's angry. You need a little God in your life, Joy Taylor. You need a little Christ in your life, or whoever you pray to, a statue, whatever, right? Sometimes when you have something spiritual to lean on and to guide you as a compass throughout life, you tend to not do things that degrade you, Joy Taylor. So why, as a woman, if I am a woman, why would I want to follow a woman that promotes sexual degradation of women? You're telling women to go out here. What if there's little girls who never heard of a Joy Taylor but come across this Too Personal podcast or this clip, and they say, you know what, I want to be like this lady. Yeah, she looks pretty, and if I need to do what she's telling me to do, then maybe I can get to where she's at. You ever think like that, Joy Taylor? And this is why I do believe that she's out of FS1. I don't think that stuff like this would be said if she wanted to keep her job. I think that she knows it's the end, and all we're doing is seeing the anger that is exuding from the reaction that she caused upon herself. So you guys let me know what y'all think about Joy Taylor's comments. I mean, she said a mouthful here. I'll be interested to hear how you guys took it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Do not forget to also hit the like, share, and notification bell for more future content. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.